Welcome back to IEM Sydney 2018. We're into our second elimination match in the lower bracket. It is Cloud9 up against Order. And you're correct, if you just come in from that break and looked on, hang on a moment, isn't it Order up 1-0? Your eyes do not deceive you. Order took Cache. That was Cloud9's map pick convincingly. 16-7. You can't get more convincing than that. They were just looking like a class above.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the individuals just completely showing up. You can't even blame like FNS for going to a map like Cache in the veto and just trying to get back down to one of Order's less familiar maps. At least recently, we've seen them just play nothing but Inferno and Mirage and Train. Apparently, Cache was the sleeper pick and accidentally done themselves in the veto. Can't really blame them too much. I feel like Cloud9 just to advocate for them a little bit. They were just constantly broke in that game. Some of their individuals just couldn't really get in the game as the Order players were just playing on another level. And sometimes you just get those matches where you're constantly broke. You're trying to have to eco all the time. And when those gun rounds and those couple of clutches that we saw, like those ridiculous rounds, like the force buy from Order that they won and Hats winning all those clutches, etc., etc. It seemed like nothing was going right for Cloud9.
Yeah, I just remember that single round. It's like Cloud9 won the pistol. I'm like, oh, FNS doing so well. And the next round, out come the CZs, the pocket rifles, as Ian Sniper Turner would call them. And then Sicko's just sitting at forklift, and he's just taking no damage. It's like he's got 200 HP or something. But he's just not dying. He's there with the CZ. I feel like his CZ also had 40 clips in it because he was just there alive for so long firing. I don't know if he was juggling. I don't know if he was juggling between a few CZs dropped there, but he got 3 kills from that position. And Hats just also on the A-bomb site, getting 2 kills in the entry as well. That was a massive turnaround from that point on. And Cloud9 were unable to get a single round afterwards. Not even a single one on their CT side, because Hats just came off just out of smoke and just snapping it around, just deleting Cloud9 players left, right, and center. And it's not an easy thing to do. What do you do on that stage on the CT side when some guy just comes out of the smoke and go, "What's up, dude? Your head's gone."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we go back to like when FaZe were just starting to get going with their new lineup. They would constantly be winning those second round buys. And if anything, it's worse to win the pistol and then lose that second round buy because it messes with your economy so bad, Kev. Like suddenly you've spent all of your money on utility and SMGs, which have got you no kills, and you're down to $0 because you've only just earned the money from Dad that, you know, you've spent it all in one place and all of a sudden it's been taken away from you. And what have you got left?
Absolutely nothing to work with, and that was pretty much the story of the half for Cloud9. Not enough to invest in terms of buy rounds. By the time they managed to get 2 buy rounds, it was too late. 12-7, didn't win that one. 14-7, didn't win that, and it was just a matter of time from there on in. But we are going into the train, and we know historically Cloud9 can definitely play this map quite well, but so can Order. And if Order, they keep up that intensity and form, and Cloud9 do not show up right now, then we could be seeing a 2-0, not for Cloud9, but for the favor of Order. And what another upset it would be down under.
Yeah, I feel like this one's bound to be a lot closer. A lot of these Cloud9 players so familiar with a map like Train, and I feel like so many things went right for Order. They got so many breaks in that game. Of course, they did show up and they did individually play brilliantly. A lot of the strategy was on point, especially the anti-ecos and those fast contact strategies on the T side, those mid-stacks with the Molotovs on the roof of Cache. But how many of those breaks can they really get? The strategy needs to be on point, which it will be on their map pick. There's no doubt about that. Will the individuals turn up as hard, and will Cloud9 get their money broken as badly as it was last map? I don't think so. I think it's bound to be double digits at least for Cloud9 or Order, and one of them's going to take it out. We'll see how it pans out on Inferno if we need to go there.
Still a while to tell indeed, but if you've just joined us and missed a lot of the stories beforehand, make sure you do follow our social media channels as well. A lot of information coming out from them. Also join the conversation if you're keen, and there's definitely a lot to talk about right now, especially with Order upsetting Cloud9 just once. What the complete upset hasn't happened just yet. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe Cloud9 will finally show up and decide, look, you know what, we're a championship team and we'll show what we have. Maybe Order can just take this out 2-0. Who knows?
Well, you know, even if Cloud9 do make it interesting, we still have Inferno. We know that's a fantastic map for Cloud9, but that's also quite a good map for Order. They've got plenty of game time on that map in particular, so I feel like it's going to be a banger of a series from this point out over the next 2 maps, regardless of what happens.
Order up 1-0 so far, but now we're moving on to the train. This is Order's map pick. This is their turn to take out the best of 3 to 2-0. They're in the form to do so. Cloud9, though, we know how deep they can go. They need to show what they have on the CT side, and winning the pistol would be the ideal start.
Here we go, double flash for Imagine, P250, flash and smoke for Hats. We've seen so many of these P250 and flash strategies as well. Smoke goes straight out towards Sandwich at the start, and it's going to be the contact towards Inner. Nope. Down the SL goes Alistair. They're just going to make sure nobody can hear their footsteps or any of their movements into SL at that point. Smoke goes out towards Ivy as well, and they have broken the glass and taken control of SL. But down into Inners, FNS, you've got to hit some headshots here.
Oh, we're stuck in the ladder, and as a result, it means that he does go down to 15. No incendiary grenades for both sides. Liaz, it's actually Hats and Liaz. You can't do that with a Glock, Liaz. That's illegal. And now it's all suddenly down to a 2-on-5. FNS has been dinked down already. Liaz still on the hunt, just pushing forward. Automatic, though, will be able to finally stop his killing spree, but he's the final man left standing for Cloud9 with the USP. The kit is just slightly close to him to his left, but so many members of Order looking on the hunt for him, and eventually there's just too many members. But what do you say to that? Liaz and Hat starting off in vintage form.
Love the pistol there from Order, just the smoke over towards Sandwich. Cloud9, if they want to get any info on who's in T-Con, they've got to stare down that green train line, and even if they do that, they can't be sure that nobody's actually close to the right side from Order. They even take control of the SL and break the windows to make sure that Cloud9 can't hear any of their movements. Throw out that smoke towards the back of Green Train. Cloud9, they're not sure if there's people in T-Con coming down SL and splitting them, or if they're coming towards Inners. So they play retake Inners, but Order runs up in their face and doesn't let them out of that CT connector.
Absolutely not. And now they're out straight through SL as well as T-Connector. Liaz does go down though, and the CZ's doing a lot of work right now. Tarek pushing up. Tarek actually finding the second kill. Hat's finally reacting. That was a little bit late because that means that now suddenly Cloud9 have managed to make the pistols work out with FNS pushing in as Hat decides not to switch out. Decides to maintain radio silent. Is able to identify Automatic's position. Automatic going to be just picking up. Yeah, FNS going to be on the long rotate around. Hat still prowling around to see if he can pick off Automatic to force it into a 1-on-1. Hats will be able to do so. 3 kills for him so far. Knows that FNS was at SL, but he's been able to transition into T-Connector. And Hats doesn't know where the CT is rotated around. He's checking all these lines, but not the right ones. 55 seconds still left on the timer. He's got time to work with. He's going to move to the B-bomb site. He spots out FNS. Tag down to 51, though. Still HP effective. Going to go for the plant. And Cloud9, at the very least, have done a lot of damage, and FNS a chance to win this.
But he's got an AK, FNS, and he's got a flash as well. Hats on the UMP, 2 flashes to work with, and it's just going to be a matter of timing here, Kev.
It is going to be who looks away at the wrong time, but Hats, he's pretty sure that it's going to be FNS coming in from one angle, and FNS, he'll come out on top of the AK-47 to Cloud9, giving a bit of revenge for Order, as Order trying to bust out of SL&T Connector fast. Do not take down Tarek, and FNS just fast on the flank means that Cloud9 bring one back.
I mean, Cloud9, I don't know if they'll have done any of the homework on Order, but against Legacy in their match, they did a lot of this straight out T-Connector, straight down SL. Didn't really work out too well against Legacy because their utility usage was so on point, but there's going to be a buy straight into this one. Hat's earning a lot of money from that UMP. He's going to have AK full nades. That bomb plant is going to allow a lot of CZs and grenades, and we're going to see what the approach is here from Order. They have enough utility to do anything, but they need to get these pistols up close to the Cloud9 rifles.
And it looks like it's going to be once more straight down SL, straight in through T-Connector. Out comes a flashbang. Hats first up on the contact, on the entry. Knows that Tarek's been boosted up. Skadoodle with the AWP. Doesn't have armor. This flashbang is going to be ruining Skadoodle as well as Tarek's day. And Alistair coming out with a Tech 9. Gets the first one, but Rush is still alive at the green train. Liaz is going to go down, but Imagine making the CZ work so far. But the picks now slowly starting to swing back in the favor until Hats. They all line up for Hats. They all go down. Order. They force back up into this, and Cloud9, their economy is reset.
I was about to just say last round, Cloud9 finally getting one of the breaks that Order's had, just forcing that one up and winning a round that they weren't meant to. Order was getting them all last round, but Order turns it back around, straight buying into the last round, and Hat's cleaning it up with the 3K just at the end there. Rush almost thought it was all going to be over when he sprayed the planter through the smoke on that outside bomb site, but does resolve, and Hat's coming down SL. The hero of the round is going to allow Order to continue their reign of dominance on this T side so far.
I mean, it's not over just yet. Order did lose against a Force Spy in the previous round in Cloud9. Notice that the economy of both sides are weak, are going to be investing in this one. Tarek's got the scouts, Doodle just with the CZ, but they've invested a lot in this. Everything's just slowed to a crawl for now. As Cloud9 just probing for any information, any opportunities off the T side. Damage done to Liaz. They now know that the scout's on the play, so it's most likely going to be a Force Spy. Once again, we're going to be seeing action out on the A bomb site. Tarek just being an absolute nuisance on the scout. T's busting out. Imagine taking a lot of damage, but still able to get the bomb plant down. Oh, Sicko needs to be careful. Tarek missing a lot of these shots. Now finally starting to connect some damage. Skadoodle will finish up the job. And needs, oh, this is Order. Order just collapsing all around. The damage now hurting them. It's up to Hats really to find this kill with the UMP, but he's going to be running out of bullets and collapsed upon. All down to Alistair. Now they know where he is, trying to charge out with the UMP. This is, once again, another Force Spy working in the favor of Cloud9. There is no chance Alistair can deny the defuse. It's just back and forth right now in this game. Cloud9, they do well to bring it back.
Yeah, and this is going to be a pretty difficult decision for Order to make at this point. Two of their players can afford AK and armor, but if they just take the save, they only give Cloud9 one round. They can try and chip away at their economy, and then they could afford orbs on Sicko and all the utility they want, but they don't want to let go of the control they have on this game. Despite 3 Cloud9 players staying alive last round, their economy not looking too great. They've had to buy up plenty of rifles into this round. The scout over onto Skadoodle. FNS is going to have to do his best with the UMP, but plenty of util to stop any fast plays, and it's straight out towards Innes here. Tarek going to drop the incendiary. That's going to hold the push, but not for Sicko.
Yeah, Hats drops the smoke grenade. They're pushing fast beyond, but there's no one else beyond there. And Sicko, now the rotation comes out from the rest of the CTs. They do push through the incendiary grenade. It's all down to Liaz by himself, 3 HP. So Order, try faking out over on the A bomb site. It's not going to work out. And finally, some semblance of order, no pun intended, has been restored to this game, where Cloud9 are finally able to string 2 rounds together. Order finally have to go on the eco.
And I don't know how much I agree with that force into that last round, Kevin. It's really going to stop Sicko picking up the AWP at any point in the near future. They may be able to save this one and still have a pretty decent buy next one, maybe like 4.4k, 4.5k on some of their players if they don't buy up too many pistols. Only 2 P250s across the board, so with that 3 loss bonus, you know, you're getting a fair bit of money at that point. Maybe around 4k, but Order just going to slow this one down now. Automatic, he's waiting for the flash, but he's going to line up 3 Order players quickly here.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, and he has to just go out swinging, but there's just too many members right now. Rush was there, ready for the trade, but finally, then Skadoodle with the AWP decides to pick off Alistair. Still trying to prone this opportunity on Sicko as Rush is just locking down 2 corridors by himself. It's all down to Imagine with the Glock. So much better done from Cloud9, especially on Rush, just locking down that A bomb site. Order now is trying to scramble for ideas. I don't think this is good for them as well. Very early on, they've been unable to get access into the A bomb site for multiple rounds now.
Weren't able to get that plant down either, but like I said, 4 to 4.6k across the board from the Order side. That's going to allow them plenty of grenades with those AKs. Maybe not all of the grenades that you might need for every single strategy in the book, or more of a slower round. They're going to have to more rely on the flashes to take control of certain areas of the map, and just some of their players getting in there and denying aggression, gathering map control. SL is going to be pretty hard to take unless you're just getting down there with the brute aggression. And some of these Cloud9 players are pretty hard to stop when they're trying to get into that SL, but doesn't look like they're too interested in that just yet. Rush might be pushing up there in just a moment here. And deep smoke into CT. It's looking like Order moving quickly into this B execute that we've seen them do a couple of times. The smoke onto the close low ramp and the 2 smoke. But this spam from Tarek will actually alert Rush that there's somebody above SL. It's going to give them quite a lot of information.
But they haven't rotated anyone with this information. It's just down to FNS. He has utility, but he hasn't dropped it. No one's rotated out. The flashbangs come forward. FNS might drop this incendiary grenade a little bit too late. They now know there's one near Pop Dog, but they're pushing fast beyond him. Hats, he hasn't looked away at the right time, and Alistair still stuck behind the smoke grenade. No one has checked FNS's position. FNS could have gone absolutely huge with the 3rd kill. Finally, Imagine stops the killing spree. Sicko trying to get close to the smoke grenade. They're not going to expect another one here, but Rush is going to be watching as the smoke fades away. It's now down to a 2-on-4. Cloud9 have been doing very, very well locking down these B bomb site. And it is all down to Liaz. Nothing he can really do right now. He's locked out of it. He knows it. He's going to back out as the defuse goes forward. Cloud9 Locking down A, locking down B. Order just trying to go for fast, all men out. It's not working right now.
They're too one-dimensional at this point, Kev. They're really trying to force their foot in the door, but every single time Cloud9 shuts it successfully and their money starts to build up more and more. 10K on 2 of their players. Rush is just going to even out his money a little bit more by buying up the grenades that he needs. But you know what? Cloud9, they've got a good start to their economy, and that's one of the dangerous things that you may have to deal with on train. Resetting the CT economy can be key to stringing together a lot of T rounds on this map, but unfortunately that's not going to be an option for Order. They're going to have to grind their way back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, for Order as well, they don't have much utility, and this is going to be so problematic trying to take bomb sites with no utility.
Absolutely. Hats just an inch away from Rush in this SL. We've seen Rush do so much work from this position in the past. Him and Tarek are so effective on this front area of the train yard.
But here, as soon as the smoke fades, I believe we'll see Order executing out. We've got 2 above SL right now. Rated, or just a single one above SL. Was thinking about dropping down, but Hats is going to just break away from that idea. But Automatic's actually picked up the AWP as well. And that means that he's able to shut down one prong of the attack. He's now looking at Ivy, headshot onto Liaz. Imagine not in position to trade. Automatic still looking at the left-hand side, but he will back out now. Imagine will be pushing up slowly, but it's going to be very dangerous because there's actually 2 inside SL right now. They've actually exchanged position. Hans is over here at the uppers position, has that incendiary grenade flung at his head. Manages to get down, but he doesn't have the bomb. Imagine goes down to Automatic. And now it's a 1-on-5. Bomb not in his control. They don't know where Hats is, but there is no chance for Hats winning this, surely. He can do some damage, but that's about it. There's the first pick. Now Cloud9 going to be scrambling around, making sure they're reinforcing all the positions they need to. Only 3 ways that he could come out right now. It's going to be CT, Connector, and Inners. And you can see already they're flooding in. They don't want Hats keeping this AK-47. Cloud9 have enough to purchase in the next round.
They do indeed, and I mean, Order's probably going to have to take the L here and just save in this next round, giving Cloud9 their 7th, but, you know, Order, it's going to be pretty hard to put their finger on what they actually want to do to start securing some of these T rounds. I feel like they really cannot be results-orientated in their thinking here, Kev. Hats saving this gun is going to force them into another AK buy with really lackluster utility, and I feel like, for Cloud9 at least, their weak point at this point is either got to be Ivy, where you can sort of try to get Skadoodle into a tough spot, or you got to go towards Inners because FNS is playing solo there, and although it didn't work out for you in the other round, I feel like it's just down to a bad case of timing. You know, he ended up in the right position, drops his incendiary, flash comes out at the right time, and he gets himself a 2K, but a couple of different things happen in that round, and someone looks a different way, or a couple extra seconds for Order, and they definitely could have had a successful hit on that inner bomb site.
Yeah, Alistair tries to sneak his way through the edge of the smoke grenade, but Tarek's also at uppers as well to deflect another arm of the attack from Order. And they still have a few AKs as well as the Eagles to work with, but right now, Cloud9 making it look absolutely too easy. And you were talking about Ivy maybe being easy. Well, Automatic's there with the AWP now. And he's locking down not only Ivy, but he's also making sure the corridor of Olaf and Green Train are clear, so the rest of the riflers in Cloud9 can maneuver according to their heart's content. So, a minute left in this round. Order have only lost 3 members. Did some damage, but didn't get any kills. Still looking for these opportunities, though. You can't count them out just yet. But Cloud9 have done very well to come back into train. It was a very lopsided start at the beginning, but now some semblance of natural order restored.
Sicko's managed to get himself an AK from one of his dead teammates. That will be Hats. Rush definitely could have died there to Liaz, but luckily gets the better of him. Vertical flick not able to be converted there, and then once the deagle spread starts to kick in after that first bullet, you never know whether you're getting that one or not, Kev. 20 HP for 2 of these Cloud9 players are the only kind of players that Sicko's got a main shot at actually taking down at this point, unless he catches FNS off. Not likely. FNS already dropping the smoke right on top of Sicko. He's going to punish him as he pushes through the smoke, and it's going to be a pretty hard one for Order to start to grind their way back into it, luckily.
It just looks very difficult to breach this iron wall. This is the Cloud9 we were expecting earlier on the CT side of Cache, and now we're starting to see it now. I'd like to see a tactical pause come out from Order to discuss what they need to do, because their T side, like you were saying earlier, just looks too one-dimensional.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just go, 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 and no sense of pacing except when they go towards that inners area. Tend to be just waiting around, seeing if anybody's going to go for a little bit of a push towards that SL area, towards T-Con. Maybe throw a few grenades and back towards inners, and this is going to be a brawl here, Kev. Cloud9 getting very aggressive. Sicko punishes Skadoodle on the first entry.
But there's still 2 inners right now. Tarek going to be playing anti-flash. FNS on the contact, and FNS, oh, he's going to spray it out too, but Leaz, even better as well. The trade, the 1-2 combo. It's fast action.
Look at the fast flank from Rush, Kev.
But I think Alistair's expecting it, but Alistair can't pull down in time, so it's back down to a 2-on-2. Sicko tries to flick around, won't be able to land the shot in time. Flashbang from Leaz actually catches Sicko. I think it also catches Rush off, but a lot of damage has been done on these nades. Leaz now has to push in deep, but Automatic not finding the timing just yet, as Leaz has managed to sneak by, but Automatic just executes him. Now knows where Sicko is as well. Rush is coming in from the upper ramp. Cloud9, they managed to make this turn around as Rush just tapping the defuse once, playing around the edge of the smoke. Nothing Sicko can do, and Cloud9 will go up 8-2.
Seem to have order all worked out at this point. This will be a perfect time for a bit of a tactical pause. You do have another gun round to go into off the back of that bomb plant and just the immense amount of loss bonus that Order's able to have access to now that they've lost this many in a row. Cloud9, I mean, they've got plenty of money at this point. Don't seem to be running out at any point, and I feel like Order at this point, they need to start mixing it up. You need to be taking that SL control off Cloud9 because it's giving them all the information, access to the flanks, and Cloud9's really exploiting that, as well as that Ivy. Order need to start exploiting that as well, and I haven't really seen that too much. In most of their train games, they only ever send one person there as an extra little arm of attack or a distraction when they go for a bit of an outside push. That was a pretty quick tack pause, and they seem to have decided on something in particular, so either they're going to take this one fairly slow and work it out as they go, or they've got their mind on something in particular, Kev.
I really hope that Order decides to start using Ivy a little bit more, because that's one area of the map they haven't explored as much. They've mainly been focusing in T-Connector, coming out fast SL. I just hope it's not the same case as this. Alistair, he's going to be fast out. They're going to be spotting him going over into the Olaf area, so you can see so much utility being used just to try to smoke him out, but he's still trying to push through the smoke grenade. Now the Ivy pressure's coming forward, but Automatic, he's there raiding with the AWP. Imagine decides to try to attack the A-bomb site instead, but it is still the rifles of Cloud9 coming up superior alongside this double AWP setup. And there it is, another clean hold. Nothing that Order is doing is working. And once again, I feel like they're going in too fast. They need to start slowing things down.
They may feel like at this point that if they do start to slow things down, Cloud9's, they've got all the utility, they've got access to the double AWP setup, they've got all the money in the world. So slow down may be the death of them as well, Kev. That's what they may be thinking, because it gives Cloud9 so many opportunities to get those double AWPs working, get those extra picks. If Order put a foot out of place, Cloud9 will instantly stamp it.
Oh, but an opening shot from Alistair as Tarek is trying to make his way into SL. This might be indicative of the fact that now Order have members inside SL, but FNS on the push up with this M4. Does a lot of damage to Leaz, but decides just to back off in case there are more members of Order ready to overwhelm him. So very well done from FNS. It was a timed push, needs to do it. And he backs out safely, dropping some utility as he goes. So for Cloud9, they're down a member. It's going to be more difficult for Skadoodle to get in the position that he does need. A lot of responsibility on Automatic as well to make sure that T-Connector and Ivy are going to be open. But Skadoodle with the AWP alongside with FNS. FNS has been solid right now, as it's going to be 3 kills on his rifle.
Doesn't seem to be a chink in this Cloud9 armor on the CT side. And coming back to, you know, what we were critical of Cloud9 for last map, we could not have been more wrong about Order's position, how well they played, rather, on Cache. But it's the same thing for Order. You picked one of Cloud9's better maps on Train, and it doesn't seem to have worked out for you so far. But they haven't had their CT side yet, and that's their better side for sure, Kev. They need to grind out a few more of these 2 rounds.
Well, the problem that I'm finding with Order at the moment is that they're just not slowing things down enough. They're not allowing enough rope for Cloud9 to hang themselves, if you understand what I'm talking about at this stage, because they're just trying to challenge these angles right now. Leaz goes down on the extremity. There's no other control. It's not going to make Cloud9 nervous at this stage. Automatic has done very, very well holding onto Ivy as well as T-Connector. This allows Skadoodle to go to the B bomb site, and FNS has just been locking down B bomb site pretty solidly with a rifle.
Yeah, Alistair, a bit of pressure on the T-Connector, just shooting a couple bullets, but 3 straight down lower here, Kev. Contact enough.
Finally, a bit of a change up where they decide to jump straight down, but Skadoodle's here with the AWP and able to at least take down Imagine. It's going to buy a lot more time for the bomb plant to go down. Sicko not committing to the plant just yet. It's actually going to be Alistair dropping the bomb. Hats playing close in the smoke grenade. Just going to be dropping one closer and just trying to be utilizing it. Sicko doesn't know which angle to be looking at the AWP. One above Hats. The CTs are going to be starting to come onto the bomb site. Tarek, he's great with the M4. It's all down to Hats, and I don't think he has enough teammates. In fact, they've all gone down. Can't even spray down automatic. Trying to go for the kill. Eventually, there's going to be a defuse for Cloud9, 11-2. This is a one-sided slaughter right now. Nothing Order can do. And you can see the money in Cloud9. They can buy anything they want.
Yep, and that's the problem with slowing down or going for a bit more of that Ivy control. If you give Skadoodle half a centimeter to shoot you, he will do it. Liaz goes down right at the start of that round.
Automatic.
Oh, it was automatic, sorry. Yeah. And the double AWP, once again, giving Cloud9 a lot of rewards, I would say. See what Order's going to do this round. Looks like fast towards Guinness again. They feel like they're constantly getting the bomb plants quickly, but once again, this SL control gained by Cloud9 is going to give them a fast flank and so much information. If Order even makes a peep, the pop flash is going to push FNS off, and it looks like Order's just going to set up their smokes and give this one more good try.
Double SL setup coming out from Cloud9 as well, so they can be fast on the rotate if need be. They can get a lot of information. Smoke comes out from Skadoodle to make sure they can't jump through the inner ramp as easily. His AWP is going to be trained there. There's the first flashbang. Skadoodle is going to be blinded off the angle, but he decides to re-peek it. It's going to be Ro8 with a kill on Alistair. FNS holding close. That is something that Order weren't able to do before, to take down this close rifler. So a 4-on-4 Hats. It's going to be close to the opponents, but can't find any more damage because once again, it's Tarek. 2 kills coming out on that fast flank. Skadoodle missing the AWP shot. Hats will be able to calibrate the shooting at the end of the day, but it's all down to a 1-on-2. Now a 1-on-1. Liaz up against Rush. The smoke's going to go on the plant. Rush, he's going to tap it once and look at the right position, but Liaz will get the spray down. That is the clutch that Order needed. Cloud9 a little bit upset they can't close it out, but they're still on the lead. 11-3, everything they can get.
Yeah, they could not let Cloud9 get that round there. Order, I mean, once you're giving Cloud9 12 rounds, you give them the pistol and then they've got match point and they'll run away with it if you're unable to force buy it back. And man, this has been a hard T half for Order. Don't even feel like we've been here for that long, and it's just Rush and Tarek, automatic, all firing up. FNS doing a great job of holding that inners area. Skadoodle, he hasn't really had to do very much this game, to be honest, as Order's been rushing out pretty quickly once again.
Yeah, and this is what we saw earlier on. This was shut down quite convincingly by the CTs before. Now Tarek's going to be boosted up by Skadoodle on the bomb site. You can see over the smoke, but not through the flashbangs. Eventually the flashbangs will fade. Tarek's going to jump up. No one has spotted him just yet, and Sicko, he's going to drop the bomb out in the open. Now the duels are happening back and forth. Alistair cannot find the trays. The T's are falling like flies right now. FNS maybe a little bit too quick. It doesn't matter though, because the CTs are still just too strong on the A bomb site. 12-3 half for Cloud9 as we jump into Order's CT side. Can they take this out, or will it go into Inferno? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to IEM Sydney 2018. We're into map 2 of the series between Order as well as Cloud9. Cloud9, though, they dropped Keish earlier on, but they are in no position whatsoever to drop Train. They looked very comfortable on their CT side, 12-3. And Mitch, they're looking to close it out right now on their T side against Order.
Yeah, definitely, but Order is definitely better one of their better sides on any map. You know, Train's their map pick for a reason. Their T side might not have delivered, as many of their fast strategies seem to just get shut down by Cloud9's strong individual plays just right and left. But they're definitely going to need to start it off with the pistol, and then they can at least try to make things interesting, but it's looking pretty grim.
Looking grim indeed, but Hats just going straight in with the CZ. Automatic deletes him. A bit of revenge maybe for Keish. Coming straight through for the pistol and Order. This is a must-need win pistol, because if they don't, then Cloud9, they're in a prime position to close out this map in dominant fashion. Now, just a little bit of time before they do decide to commit to the B-bomb site. They're still lining up for the smokes and flashbangs. Yep,
throwing those flashes in, and they're going to stream out onto the bomb site here.
Just pushing down. This is something that we've seen a lot more from the pistols, but Alistair, a single one tap. Another one! Clean coming out from Alistair so far. This has severely dented the attack of Cloud9. Though Skidoodle is able to pick up EMAG at the same time. This is the back-off signal for Cloud9 that decided to go into 8 instead through SL. Fast rotation down Sicko. He is scared there could be players at Ivy, and Skidoodle with a double dink means that he won't be able to find any more action. Liaz hurried through the Molotov. He's going to be peeking straight into Skidoodle with the Glock, and this is going to be advantageous for Skidoodle at the end of the day. And Alistair cannot find anything more. It was good from him at the beginning, but Cloud9 managed to take the pistol on the back of a smart rotate.
That might be all she wrote for Order, unfortunately. Cloud9 not interested in losing another map to the underdog. They're here to take this series back. 13-3 up, pistol secured, and all things are on track for Inferno so far, Kev. The only thing that stands in their way is the force buy from Order. Scout and some CZs. Deagle onto Sicko, and Order can be so dangerous on these pistols, but Cloud9, 4 rifles and an up with some utility. Don't think they're taking any chances here.
No, absolutely not, because they do not want to be dropping this round and allowing Order a false sense of security. Liao's just going to be staying hidden at E-box for now. Automatic just going to be looking around, is suspecting there was one there. Alistair, though, with a scout, one shot out. Now, Cloud9 definitely know it's going to be forced by Tarek with the Galil spray. There's a reason why you don't spray with the Galil, and there is a reason why you've got to be cautious, because that's a beautiful shot coming out from Alistair. At the same time this happens, Cloud9 do decide to go into the B site. Sicko, great rush with that one dig, spots out FNS, knows that the last two are going to be on the B site. Sicko, body shotting down FNS. Skidoodle, all left by himself, 1 and 4. A little bit of space to reload the Galil, but so many members, he won't be able to find anything because Liaz on the high ground. So Order to manage to get a force buy back.
With the guns, they're all upgrading to Galils and AKs, all retained from the side of Cloud9, so that's going to give them a quick little boost to their economy here. Don't imagine Cloud9 will be forcing into this one, probably just a single save, try to chip a few of these guns away, and just take the losers. Build up as much of that losers bonus as they have so many rounds to play with it, but they're going to force. They want to end this one right now. Utility across the board with some CZs and armor. FNS must have something in particular in mind here.
Automatic's got the AK-47, so it is still just a back and forth. They want to try to break the CT economy. They know they saved a lot of rifles forward, but they can definitely do damage, especially considering all the utility that has been forced up. Grenades now ringing out into T-Connector. Cloud9 slowing their progression through the holes, not making a single footstep.
Order, they're not going to be in any close position to be able to tell if Cloud9's doing a contact inner. They can't hear a single footstep. Hats, he's still got the Molotov, but he might be caught off guard if Cloud9 come in pretty quickly here. It's going to be down to Liaz and Hats. Are they going to rely on the AKs, or are they going to be able to drop these incendiaries in time? Not a single peep has been heard in IV or in the T-Connector, and these CTs need to get close to rotating, otherwise this round's going to go very bad very quickly.
Yeah, here comes the smoke grenades. Liaz is going to drop Incendiary Grenade, but he comes out just in time. Good trade from Automatic, a 1-for-1 Incendiary Grenade. FNS trying to dive through it. Will go down as Hats has been waiting and watching the angles, but Automatic's been sharp on the AK-47 so far. Coming up close, EMAG's just going to jump straight in his head, but Automatic comes out on top. It's 3 kills for Automatic so far. Alistair has dropped to the oil container though, knows that Tarek's in the mid-bomb site, but Automatic now on the ace. As Alistair coming ever so close and knows what the 2 targets are. Automatic is just a class above. 5 kills for him. The ace, a critical ace as well for Cloud9. That's why you give him the hero AK-47, because it makes it work out.
Just unbelievable there. Everything seemed to be going right for Order, but Automatic, every single gunfight you give him, he just ripping off heads of Order right and left. Doesn't matter whether they're jumping over him or trying to peek him on a deep line. He's just hitting every single shot at the moment. He does not want Order to run away with this series. We're going to be pushing it straight to a third map. This is Order's last chance to prevent match point. And they have a pretty lackluster buy to do so, Kev.
Only slightly better than their previous one, but they managed to make the Scout and Pistols work out, so why not in this one? Especially the Cloud9 decides to take it a little bit too loosey-goosey. So they have slowed it down a lot. FNS going to try and make contact, but Hats has been waiting with the CZ. A free kill, backs off, very safe. No one from Order has been touched just yet, and this is where it starts getting perilous for Cloud9. They're split up. No one's in a position to trade each other out. They're not even closer into attacking either bomb sites just yet, and the CTs can sit and just play out for days right now and just be confident that nothing is going to be happening. Down to 1 minute and 6 seconds now.
Yep, and they've got full utility to work with. Wherever they want to take this bomb, they will be able to do it. Any smokes and Molotovs they need. Tarek is going to push Hats off this line, going to force out the smoke. That's going to mean no inners for a little bit, but they are going to be walking in that direction. However, I think it is Alistair up in that SL. He's got full control of it, which means plenty of information if anybody makes a single step, and quite a quick flank here. 7, who's that? Liaz rotating in with the UMP. He's still got a Molotov, Kev. If he drops that before Cloud9 push, this could be absolutely huge.
Well, that flashbang is great, but Hats is just going to try and swindle his way into the smoke. It's worked out perfectly, but he's running out into the own Molotov. Hats still managing to turn around and do a lot of damage. Nevertheless, though, the AK is on the side of Rush and Tarek, able to nullify any further danger. Alistair can't spot the bomb planter just yet. Eventually, will be able to take down Automatic. Doesn't know that there's 2 more riflers. It's down to Sicko. Tarek was low. Rush is low as well, but Sicko doesn't know where he's rotated to. A one-on-one right now. Dance around the bomb site. And it's a good plant for Rush as well. It's right out in the open. Sicko is going to be shot in the back a little bit. Does well to avoid most of the damage. Coming ever so closer. Sicko just has to stick it for the entire time. Does not have the kit. He's going to peek in the right direction. He's going to be rewarded with the kill. Shouldn't have enough time if he finds the bomb. He can't find it in the smoke. He eventually sticks it, but I don't know if there's enough time. He's lost it.
Could not find the bomb in the smoke there, and you know what? He was able to pick up that round by hitting a couple nice scout shots on some low players, but let's be honest here, Order, if they're able to win another 4 spy round and they just keep losing these gun versus gun rounds against Cloud9, how many second chances can they really be given? At some point, they're bound to trip up and fall over completely, and maybe it's better to try not to use too much of your energy to bring back into a really unlikely map to win, and just to move on to Inferno and keep yourselves going. Cloud9's looking dominant. I don't think they're going to let this one go to Order, no matter how much effort they expend into it, so it might be a bit of a blessing in disguise there, Kev.
Yeah, so Sicko just not able to find that bomb plant in time means that it was going to tick over. You could see the right grin on Tarek's face afterwards. Knows that they probably shouldn't have won that, but you'll take what you get sometimes. So another force out of Order coming into match point for Cloud9. Slow control once again. They do not want to be risking anything that Order could be throwing at them. They want this map over and done for. Tarek on a bit of an expedition by himself. But the rest of Cloud9 are going to be crawling out of Ivy.
And Hats, he's got plenty of information on inners here. He should be able to shoulder check if anybody's close there. Imagine he's so close to the rest of Cloud9 in the smoke. It's going to be down to him, Alistair and Sicko, to hold off this Ivy push. Look at Hats, he's made his way through inners, all the information gained, but here comes the hit from Cloud9. Surely any second now, they're just going to keep throwing out these smokes.
Tarek, though, will punish Hats for his aggression, and now out comes the Ivy pressure. They nearly line up for Alistair. He does well to flick to a headshot, but it's not enough. Leaz now stuck in SL, knows there's one above him, knows that they're trying to attack the A-bomb site. Automatic, going to be covering it off, and now the gunshot's made. Tarek decides to drop down. This, I think, is all it. Alistair with a scout trying his best, but just too many targets to find. Hasn't found any more tags, and they're just waiting for him. He crosses into Rush, and there it is, a 16-4 victory on Train. A very good comeback from Cloud9 after a big disappointment on Cache. And now we're moving on to the third map in the series.
unfortunate stuff there for Order. There was just such a strong CT side there for Cloud9. Although they tried to make some of these rounds a bit interesting, it seemed to be back and forth. All of these Cloud9 players were just 2-for-1ing, it felt like, when Order was running all these fast strats. And in the mid-round and the late round, all the rounds were resolving in Cloud9's favour.
I was about to say, this sounds really bad, but there was no mid-game, there was no late game for Order. And that was the problem for me coming to the T side. You can't expect just to keep throwing things and hoping it sticks. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like not many of the rounds went very much over a minute before the bomb was attempted to be planting, or all of the Order players were dead. They were either out there at 1 minute 30 or they were out there at like 1 minute 10. That was the only difference in pacing, walking for about 20 seconds to either site, maybe making their way through the White Horse to go towards that B site, and then they would just go, all out aggression. And Cloud9, you know what? All those boys, they're used to defending all these, scrimmy pushes and all these rushes. They're able to deal with those pretty quickly and multi-frag quite efficiently. So that was really the problem in that game, I felt like.
I was going to say as well, in terms of whenever Order did force up, they couldn't get a lot of this utility that they may have needed by the time that they managed to finally get the money that they needed for the Molotovs, for the smoke grenades. Cloud9's seen it how many times before? Knows how to counteract to it. So as soon as they see the smoke grenades, they know how to respond. There was just nothing too in-depth for Order to really work with.
Yeah, and that's surprising on the T side of their map pick, but we've already seen that against Legacy. They basically only did 2 strats against Legacy as well, They had they would just rush outside, and if they got stopped by the utility, then they would go for the contact inner or the 3 smokes on inner. And that's 3 strats that they showed us against Legacy, and that's the only 3 things that they really went to, apart from trying to do a little bit of a looser play through Ivy, which was immediately shut down both times. And the problem was that by the time they tried to go for something slower, Cloud9 had so much money, they had all the utilities, they had the double AWPs, and there was nothing Order could do.
Yeah, I was about to say as well that Cloud9, all their players are firing on all cylinders and finally landing the shots they needed. But that is it for Train. So the series is tied 1 apiece between Cloud9 as well as Order. We're going into the 3rd map as a decider. Who's going to take the series? Who's going to be eliminated out of IEM Sydney? We'll have to find out after the break.